according to USA Today, by an article posted by Brett Molina in November of 2011, 62 million copies since 1987 have been sold worldwide, the Legend of Zelda game series. Votes for the best game of all time globally have, people have voted for The Legend of Zelda best game of all time all over the world. And it's the first game to get Spike TV's Hall of Fame award at the 2011 Video Game Awards. And that's according to a press article posted on SpikeTV.com in November of 2011. Today I'll be talking to you about how the Legend of Zelda video game series began in 1987 with the creation of the very first Legend of Zelda game, and the milestone games that it produced that helped to its popularity, such as Ocarina of Time and The Twilight Princess. And I'll also talk to you about how they've evolved since then with the 2010 games and where they're going with the future, such as the Wii console and the Wii U game console. I believe I'm credible to talk on this topic because, as you can tell by my shirt, I'm a fan, I'm a gamer, I've been playing for a while. I played on GameCube, old school systems, so since I was a kid, so I love the series. I definitely think I'm credible to talk on it. So today I'll be talking about the origin and history of the game when they started in 1987 and their top-down view games. And then I'll be talking to you about their 1990s and early 2000s releases, such as Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, so on and so forth. And then I'll be talking to you about Skyward Sword, their newest game, and also their games for the future, such as the one that's going to be coming out on the Wii U, which they haven't named yet. So, for my first main point, I'll be talking to you about the origin. So it was created in 1987, according to an article posted on GameSpot in July of 2007. And the storyline and the gameplay really allowed for its success. The storyline was really catchy and interesting for people to learn about and read through cutscenes or whatever. And the gameplay, there was a lot of puzzles, a lot of challenges, a lot of mazes, stuff like that. So people really found it interesting and intriguing to actually play the game, even in the first 1987 games, even though they were really basic and simple. So the storyline is what I'll be talking about first. It's just kind of like every novel that you would read. There's a protagonist, antagonist, damsel in distress, all that good stuff. So the protagonist is going to be Link. So let me show you a picture. This is the evolution of Link. So he's changed very much throughout the years, from his very basic forms to his cartoon forms to his more manly forms. He's the protagonist, the hero of the story. And he's always fighting the antagonist Ganon, or Ganondorf, who seems to always reappear in every series. Sometimes he kind of appears as somebody else, sometimes he's not in the game at all, so he's kind of iffy. And then the damsel in distress is, of course, Princess Zelda, which the game is named after. Link is always trying to fight Ganon and save Zelda, because Zelda's always captured by Ganon at the very beginning of the game, and it's very annoying, because right away she's gone, you can't even talk to her. So the first few games that Zelda came out with were just top-down, kind of like the first Pokemon games, if any of you ever played those. Top-down, very basic, very simple, but at that time, that's kind of all they had, and it was very intriguing, so it wasn't just like a regular game. You know, there was that storyline, and there was that, that challenging aspect of it that made you want to keep playing, so that's really what helped towards success. One of the first games was The Adventure of Link in 1987, and then Link to the Past in 1991. So that brings me to my next point, how they really rose to fame, because these top-down games weren't that popular when they first came out. So they broke through with some major graphics, such as Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess. These all came out in the early 2000s. So there's another picture of the evolution of Link, and it's got some of his former characters. And this one up here is the most recent one, the one Skyward Sword. And this is going to be Ocarina of Time. This was voted for the best game of all time by several different magazines and websites online, such as GameSpot and etc. Mainly just because it's a really challenging game. There's a really great storyline to it, so that's one of the main reasons why. So Ocarina of Time came out in 1998. Following that was Majora's Mask in the year 2000. So that's Majora's Mask. It's a very interesting game, as you can tell, so you guys should come here to play sometime. This is Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Obviously, it's a lot more cartoonish. The creators were trying to appeal to younger audiences, which it definitely does. Not as violent, not as Zelda's are never gory, but it's definitely not as violent or anything like that. Definitely more cartoonish. So after that was Twilight Princess in 2006. I think Twilight Princess was a huge breakthrough for them because of the graphics. As you can tell, this is Wind Waker, and after that was Twilight Princess. So there was a huge difference in graphics, as you can tell. The drawing was much better. The gameplay was much better, more detailed. And that came out in 2006, so it was very different. That leads me to my third point. After that, they came out with the next best game that they made as far as graphics goes, and that's Skyward Sword. So Skyward Sword is out in stores now. It's a very expensive game. I bought my copy for $50. So if you want to play the game, you'd definitely be willing to spend some money on it. It is worth your while. I think it is a great game. I'm still not done with it. It takes a long time to beat, so. It kind of explains the origins of Hyrule, which is the land that they live in. It kind of explains the origins of Link and his story and his family story and all that good stuff. So, and then they are planning to release a new game for the Wii U console, which is the one that's coming after. Well, the Wii U is already out, but the game is unnamed. There's been no leaks on it or anything, so I'm excited to hear about that. So, in conclusion, today I told you about the origins of Zelda. And then their main breakthrough with Ocarina of Time, and then where they are at today with Skyward Sword and the Wii U game. So hopefully, if you guys are ever, just bored and want to play a video game, if you have a Wii or a GameCube or whatever, you could go invest in one. Zelda is a really great game, all of them. Try Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, try Skyward Sword, and when the Wii U game comes out, I know I'm going to try it, so I hope you guys do too. Thank you.